David, can you describe how important are goals at the beginning of a coaching or mentoring relationship?
Well, a lot of the literature tells us that we ought to be starting off with a really smart goal, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely, or there are various versions of that, but basically a goal that's very specific. What the evidence tells us is that that's not typically true. The GROW model, as it's usually applied, starts with goal, but a goal, actually, the definition of a goal, or one of the definitions of a goal, is a boundary or limit. And one has to question, is what we're doing trying to set boundaries or limits on our clients? And so it's much better to be thinking in terms of a sense of purpose, of direction. And in the research that we've conducted over the years, one of the things that's come across very clearly is that we can't find a correlation between goal clarity and goal specificity and anything relating to the quality of the conversation, the quality of the relationship, or the outcomes of the coaching or mentoring conversation. And that's, in some way, you might think that's worrying, but actually it's quite liberating, because what we do learn is that actually goals change. In one particular survey, it found of 200 coaches, it found that almost all of them reported that the goal that was created at the beginning, this very specific goal, shifted and emerged into something else. And so we're now beginning to see that the process of creating goals is much more nuanced, much more emergent than we had perceived in the past. And so what the purpose of, or what one needs to do as a coach, is to help somebody work out what their purpose is. What is the broader picture that they want to be working towards? And then to slowly let the individual goals drop out of that. And that's much more effective. In some cases, the coaching process is about helping somebody work out what their goals are. In fact, the majority of time, the coaching process starts by helping somebody refine and work out what their goals are. So if we try and make it too smart at the beginning, we're going to be sending them in the wrong direction very fast. So if, as often happens, you let the goal emerge, very often the person, once they've got the goal, they should be smart enough not to need any more coaching or mentoring, because they're clever enough to be able to implement that goal themselves. And so if we get overly focused on helping somebody achieve a goal rather than helping somebody to work out what their goals are, we're actually losing the point of the coaching conversation.
I want to ask another question. I'm assuming that you've had a fair bit of pushback from the coaching community around this.
And more, yes.
How have you answered your critics?
We've asked them basically what is their experience. And the interesting thing is that there are two observable trends we can see. The first is that the more experienced that coaches become, the less reliant on goals they become, or goals at the beginning. The more relaxed they can be about helping the person work out what they really want. The second thing is there seems to be a cultural difference here, that there is a much stronger attachment to specific goals within the coaching relationship from the United States than from Europe, for example. And I think this is something to do with the expectation of what is the coaching relationship about. Is it actually helping somebody to learn and to grow, which would be the assumption within the European context more, or is it solely about helping them to perform something? And if you're trying to get performance and you've defined the specific thing you're trying to get performance in, then you would tend to be more reliant on goals. The problem is the goal the right goal for that person at this time?
Very good. Thank you.